I am Mariam from Al Mahmood School. I hope you all are pretty excited to learn about wonders of the living world. Now guys, do you know what is an environment? Yeah, the environment is our surrounding including us. It consists of land, water bodies, houses, plants, animals, etc. We can observe many different things in the environment as well as in the classroom, isn't it guys? Yeah, different environment consists of different components. Find out the things that you can see in the following environments. Okay guys. Now let's identify the nature of the components of the environment. For example guys, can you wear a pair of shoes that you used when you were a baby? No, you can't. Why is that? Yeah guys, now the size of your body is larger than earlier. That means now you have grown. What do you mean by growth guys? Yeah, the increase in size, height or amount is called growth. Okay guys, you know that in our environment there are components and it is categorized into two main groups. Which groups? Yeah guys, living things and non-living things. For living things we can say another name. What's that? Yeah, living organisms. Now what do you mean by living organisms? Yeah, components with a growth are called living organisms. And guys, now what do you mean by non-living things? Yeah, the components without a growth are called non-living things. Okay guys. Now there is a table here and there are two columns. The first column is living things and the other one is non-living things. They have shown some examples for living things. You shall see these examples. This is a human and this is dog, parrot, trees. Now in non-living things they have given water, rock and books, bicycle, pen, pencil, like that we can take. Okay guys, now it is clear that you know that guys, now living things can be divided into two groups. Living things can be divided into two main groups. Which groups guys? Yeah, plants and animals. Okay guys. In the previous one also I said living organisms can be divided into two main groups, so plants and animals, and they have given some examples of plants and animals. We shall see the plants first. They have given coconut plant and papaya or jack, bamboo. Okay guys, now we shall see some examples for animals. And there is a deer or fish or parrot, snail, butterfly, like that. Now they have asked a question here guys. Are there any other organism except plants and animals? Yeah guys, what's that? Yeah, it's microorganisms. Okay guys. Microorganisms. What do you mean by microorganisms guys? Yeah, tiny organisms which cannot be observed with our naked eye are called microorganisms. We cannot see these microorganisms by our naked eye. If we have a compound microscope, we can observe. For compound microscope, we say light microscope also. These microorganisms can be seen in pond water, soil, air and rotten foods. Now guys, organisms can be divided into three main groups. Which groups? Yeah, plants, animals, and microorganisms. Isn't it, guys? Yeah. Okay, guys. Now, there are five characteristics of organisms. Which characteristics? Yeah, growth, nutrition, movement, respiration, reproduction. Okay, guys. Now, in this above photograph, they have shown the size of plants and animals is increased with the age. This increase in size, height or amount is called growth. Growth is a common feature of organisms. There is no growth in non-living things. Okay, guys. Now they have shown a green plant. We can observe the growth of this plant with time, isn't it, guys? Yeah. Okay, guys. Now nutrition. What do you mean by nutrition, guys? Yeah. Satisfying the food requirements of organisms are called nutrition. Okay, guys. Mostly we say plants are autotrophic and animals are heterotrophic. What do you mean by autotrophic? Yeah, most green plants produce food within themselves. Hence these plants are called what? Autotrophic. And you know, guys, plants do photosynthesis. They use carbon dioxide from air, soil, water, and sunlight to produce food. This process is called photosynthesis. Now, guys, what do you mean by heterotrophic? Yeah, guys, animals can't produce their own food. They depend on plants directly or indirectly. Therefore, animals are considered as heterotrophic. Animals like deer, cow, or goat, etc. take plants as food. They depend on plants directly. But animals such as tiger, lion, they take flesh as food. So they depend on plants indirectly. Isn't it, guys? Yeah. Now, movement. Showing different movements is a common feature of living organisms. Apart from movement, some animals can move from place to place. Okay, guys, now I'm going to ask a question from you. What do you mean by locomotion? Yeah, animals moving from one place to another place is called what? Yeah, locomotion. There are special appendages for animals for locomotion. Several locomotions of animals are shown in figure 1.12 below. We shall observe that, guys. Now, guys, in this figure 1.12, we can see that a human is walking and some dogs are walking. Human is walking by its legs and dogs are walking with its leg. And some birds are flying with its wings and fish is swimming by its fins. And horses are running by their legs and snakes are creeping by their stomach. Isn't it, guys? Yeah. Now, there are some animals that cannot move, but they show different movements. Sea anemone and coral polyp. They live in oceans. Okay, guys. Now, in this figure 1.13, you can see the sea anemone and coral polyp. Okay, guys. When a mimosa plant is touched, The leaves of the mimosa plant shows a sleeping movement. Also, albizia and what? Sesbania and tamarind leaves show sleeping movements in the evening. These are some examples of movements of plant, isn't it, guys? Okay, guys. Respiration. Now, guys, what is respiration? Yeah, guys, oxygen in the air once breathed in reacts with the food stored in the body and process energy. This process is called respiration. And guys, what is respiratory movements? Yeah, the chest moves up and down because of the process of inhaling and exhaling. These movements are called what? Respiratory movements. Now guys, you know that plants too breathe, but they don't show respiratory movements as animals. Respiration is the common feature of every organism. There is no respiration in non-living things. Okay, guys. Now, reproduction. What do you mean by reproduction, guys? Yeah, mature living being producing new members of the same species is known as reproduction. Okay, guys. In figure 1.17, they have shown the reproduction of some plants and animals. Reproduction of organisms occur in different methods. Reproduction is essential for the existence of living organisms. It's common for all organisms. Reproduction does not occur in non-living things. Now in 1.2, we are going to see differences between animals and plants. Diversity of plants. Based on the nature of plants, they can be categorized as what? As trees, plants, creepers and shrubs. And what also there is diversity among plants in relation to morphological features such as what? Roots or leaves, flowers, stem, shape, color and size of fruits and seeds. Plants grow not only on the terrestrial environments but also on aquatic, mangrove and coastal environments. Okay, guys. Now, diversity among plants. Some plants are based on morphological features. So for example, roots, stem, leaves, fruits, seeds, like that. Now based on living environment, terrestrial, aquatic, mangrove, coastal. Based on nature, shrubs, trees, creepers, plants, like that. Now we are going to see diversity of animals. Diversity among animals. Some animals based on living environment. Some live in terrestrial, aquatic, air, like that. Based on the feeding mechanism. Some animals chew and swallow. Some swallow without chewing. Some chew. Some suck, like mosquito suck blood. Now based on the type of food, carnivores, omnivores, herbivores. Herbivores means what it eats, animals which eats only plants. Carnivores means animals eat flesh. Omnivores means animals eat both plants and flesh. For example, we can take in omnivores, crow and human or pigs, they are like that. And herbivores, goat, cow, elephant, like that. In carnivores, we can take cheetah, tiger, lion. Now based on external characteristics, color, shape, appendages, based on the mode of locomotion. walking, swimming, flying, creeping, like that. Okay guys. You will learn more about the diversity among animals and plants in your upper grades. Diversity among animals and plants is a very important factor for the environment. It increases the beauty of the nature too. So it is our responsibility to care for and conserve the animals and plants. You must not discharge harmful materials to the environment. Hence, you too can take part in protecting the wonder of the nature. Okay guys, now we are going to see the table 1.1. Characteristics of plants and characteristics of animals. First we shall see the characteristics of plants. Plants grow fixed to the ground. They don't show locomotion but shows movements. The second one is produce their own food by photosynthesis. Hence they are autotrophic. The third one is chlorophyll is present within the cells. The fourth one, growth is visible during the entire lifespan. Thus, growth is unlimited. Now we are going to see characteristics of animals. First one, animals show locomotion. Second one, don't produce their own food. They depend on other plants and animals for food. Hence, they are heterotrophic. The third one is chlorophyll is absent within the cells. The fourth one, growth in animals visibly stops after a certain period of time. Okay guys. Now we are going to see dichotomous keys. It is very easy to use dichotomous keys to classify and identify organisms. Now guys, I am going to ask a question from you all. What is dichotomous key? Yeah, dichotomous key means categorization of organisms using the presence or absence of a characteristic feature is known as a what? A dichotomous key. It is more suitable to use external features that can be easily observed. Following figure shows how a dichotomous key is used to classify and identify some leaves. Okay guys. The following dichotomous key shows a classification of some leaves. And it is divided into two main groups. Leaves with leaflets and leaves without leaflets. For example, in the first group, leaves with leaflets, leaflets are divided at one place and leaflets are divided at different places. Now in the second group, leaves without leaflets, for example, leaves with a pointed tip and leaves without a pointed tip. Or in leaves without a pointed tip, leaves with wavy blades and leaves without wavy blades. Okay guys, the following dichotomous key shows a classification of some animals. Parrot, earthworm, dog, centipede, deer and crow. Now these are divided into two main groups, with four legs and without four legs. In with four legs, they have given some example, dog and deer. And in without four legs, parrot, centipede, earthworm, crow. Now we shall take the first one with four legs. We can divide it into two groups, with antlers and without antlers. In with antlers, deer, and without antlers, dog. Now we shall go for the other one, without four legs. We can divide it into two groups, with wings and without wings. In with wings, crow and parrot. In without wings, centipede and earthworm. Now we shall divide this with wings, with a curved beak and without a curved beak. In with a curved beak, parrot, and without a curved beak, crow. Now we shall divide the other group, without wings. We can divide it into two groups, with legs and without legs. In with legs we can take centipede and without legs, earthworm. Okay guys. Hope you all enjoyed my video. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you want more lessons with my description, subscribe our channel. Bye bye. See you later.